Hello, my friends. Bear with me. I'm trying to do this on 2 platforms, not just one. Let me see if I can do this here. Going live on Instagram as well. You guys, I have much better internet this time. Yay! Let's see if I can turn this just a little bit. Oh, see, this is how you guys can tell that it's the real me, right? Because the real me is not so great with technology. Oh, too funny. Okay, so hello, everybody. Look at this. We have much better internet now. Shaw has come. I've got the boosters up. Hopefully, this will not go down on us anymore. We will have no more of those kinds of problems. So, the universe has given us a new problem, hasn't it? You guys, I am so sorry for everyone who got taken by that scam. Please understand what's going on is that I'm just going to explain this really quick. Try to anyway, because I'm a psychic medium and there's dead people in my head because we're going to be passing on some messages from spirit here in a second. But before I do, I want to really talk about what's been going on because a number of people have had their credit card information taken by a scammer pretending to be me. And you guys need to know that I do not take credit cards. Not now, not ever. I have never taken credit cards. When my center is up, then you guys can come pay by credit card with a Moneris machine or something. But right now, I don't take credit cards and I don't take payment before a reading. The best that I do is if you book a reading, I'll ask for the payment by email transfer ahead of time, but I don't want you to give me the password and I don't deposit it until after the reading. So if somebody is contacting you saying that they are me and asking for your credit card information, promising to give away free readings, if you give them that information, especially you guys, this is what made me laugh. A lot of you who have known me for a long time know that I'm like almost computer illiterate, right? Getting this. I mean, go back and look 2 Instagram posts ago. This thing was sideways and blurry. Like, come on, you guys. And somebody's messaging you go and saying, click here, add this, write this, do this. I can't even repeat what they said to do because there's no freaking clue. So I promise you, that's not me. But it does tell me that I must be doing something right if they're trying to pretend to be me. So I'm sorry for all of you that got taken by that. Please make sure if you've given them your credit card information that you go back and you contact your credit card company and you cancel that and you let them know that this is a scammer. Now, the thing you guys got to understand is that everybody tried to report it to Facebook, right? But if you report it to Facebook and say that this person is pretending to be me, then Facebook, if you look on the actual real Facebook page that my sister still has the ability to manage, I posted the picture. They contacted me and they said, "Oh, we're sorry. Everybody keeps reporting this other page saying that somebody's pretending to be you, but we looked into it. Oh, they're not pretending to be you and they don't go against our community standards." Really, guys? That's not me. I'm telling you right now, that's not me. So it's like 50,000 other people telling you that's not me. But Facebook will not take it down. They will not take it down. They're going to allow that person to continue to scam you guys. And as sad as that is, you guys need to be able to see that. And people need to see that Facebook is not as, neutral and, innocent as what they're pretending. I contacted the police as well because I'm not sure what to do. I don't want anybody to get scammed. And I don't want anybody, especially using my name, to get scammed. However, police said there's nothing they can do either. So as long as Facebook is giving these scammers permission, because that's what they're doing, they're giving them permission to scam people, unfortunately. So I'm not dealing with them anymore. My sister, thank goodness, I made her a moderator on the old Facebook account before they took my personal page down. And that's what I was going to tell you guys that they did. See, I had a personal page that I've had for like 15 years. And from that personal page, I created the Tracy Horsman Medium page, the work page. And then Facebook didn't like that I was a Trump supporter, doesn't like that I'm up here telling you guys the truth every day, doesn't like the fact that I am like I said, spewing truth all over the place. So what they did is I woke up one morning and my entire Facebook page, my personal page, was gone, deleted. 15 years of my life, every picture, every memory, everything gone in the blink of an eye. In fact, if you go and you look at old conversations that people had with me from that account, you can't even see the responses anymore. They're just gone. So now that they have eliminated my ability to get into the messages, to get it, I can't even post. I can't do anything like that on that account. I can comment like you guys can. That's it. I have as much access to it as you guys do. My sister, thank goodness, 3 days before that happened, I had made her an admin so she can still kind of pump information through there. But for future reference, I want you guys to all come back here. Come to Instagram, come to YouTube, and always my website is the number one place to go for truth, no matter what happens. If they take this one down or YouTube or whatever, if they take that down, you can always go to my website to get the truth. And I do have a warning up there right now. So my website is THMedium.ca. Really simple, guys. THMedium, Tracy Horsman, THMedium.ca. All right. Now that that's been said, I want to get into some readings here really quick because I can't even think straight anymore. I think there were some more things that I wanted to tell you guys, but this is what it's like being a psychic medium. You don't really have control of your own brain. So guys, we're just going to get right to it. Please remember that I am calling members of the THM Club. You have to have a membership to the THM Club in order to be able to get a reading today. For members readings, which I do twice a week, Tuesdays at noon and Saturdays at noon, most Saturdays at noon. I do take one day off every once in a while. But I do free readings every once in a while, and I don't ask for credit cards for that, you guys. I just jump up here on Instagram and I give you my phone number and I say, if you get through, I pass on a free reading. I have no idea who's calling, nothing. We just do it that way. It's fair, it's free, and nobody gets scammed, right? But the THM Club is for people that would like a message once a month and don't want to fight through the crowds of having to deal with the free readings, and especially because I only do those once in a while when I get a chance. So anyway, here we go. So Penny contacted me first. I'm coming to you first, Penny. Here we go. Oh, I so miss the routine, the regular routine of the THM Club, you guys. So I'm so glad that our internet is all fixed now. Yay! And hopefully you guys will all be able to hear this by both Instagram and YouTube. Move this a little closer.
Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Penny. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's good.
Despite all of the chaos, I'm doing okay.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
Insane, right?
Yeah.
But you know how...
Right away it wasn't you.
Pardon?
I knew right away it wasn't you.
Yeah, because I don't ask for money, right? Like, not unless you're actually
Exactly.
booking a reading, and I never take credit card.
And even the language was weird, just the way it was kind of written. So, like, I had messaged for a private reading, and your sister had, or for this reading, and your sister had replied and said, oh, she can't access it. So right away I went back to that message and said, hey, this isn't Tracy, right? Like, I asked your sister, and she goes, no, it's not. It's not. I was like, oh my God, I didn't think so.
And then they blocked you. I bet you as soon as you said something, they were blocking people.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't go back and look after. Maybe they did.
The craziest part is that everybody who reported it, Facebook was telling them that it didn't go against their community standards. And then they sent me a message and said, no, they're not pretending to be you. And it doesn't go against our standards.
That's so ridiculous.
Isn't that insane? So they are promoting scams.
Yeah.
Insane. Okay. So you have some excited people here. I don't know who they are, but they're very much trying to get my attention right now.
Cool.
They're like, shut up, crazy lady. We're here to talk to us, not that. All right, Penny. So let's do this. Please remember that it's been such a crazy month, and I've talked to so many people that I know that you've been a member for a while, but I don't remember who your loved ones are. I may start remembering as we get going here, and they start giving me some familiar information. but just know in the beginning here, we're kind of starting all over, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. I want you to put both feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with this grounding exercise, connecting exercise. All right. Now, when I'm done talking, I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay, Penny, I'm very aware right away. You're familiar with my term, the puzzle dump, right?
Yeah.
I'm perfect. Where there's this huge amount of information coming at me. So I'm going to tell you everything I'm seeing. We'll go back and figure out how it fits. Right away, I'm aware that there is two people here, but I think there's different generations. One is like going above and one is below. There is a mother figure, but I think it's grandmother figure, to be honest with you. And then I'm hearing daddy's hands, which is my symbol for father figure, somebody who's on dad's side of the family. I can feel somebody who passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or before we would think of as their time, because I'm seeing a soul that steps forward with white lighters all around them. White lighters, again, are beings on the other side, a pure white light that help souls heal. Typically, they surround people who with tragic passings, either suicide, just tragedy, something. So this down. Now, I don't know if this is connected to that father figure. I'm not sure because I'm seeing that daddy's hands figure that is very close to this. So I'm not sure if this is, remember, this is the puzzle dump. We'll figure out how this goes together. But I'm very aware of that. I'm very aware that somebody's taking away my breath or letting me know that they either couldn't breathe very well before they passed, but they can breathe fine now. And there's something about having trouble swallowing or something about swallowing. And I'm not sure what that is yet. Okay. Any of that makes sense to you?
Some of it, yeah. I mean, my dad is gone, so that makes sense.
Hold on right there. Did he pass suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we would think of as his time?
You've told me before, yes. It wasn't like suicide or murder or anything. It was cancer, but he died pretty quickly. So.
Very fast and raw, right? Yeah. I feel it the same way. So he's here very strongly, and he's got the mother figure with him. I think it's his mother that's on the other side, correct?
Yeah, it could be. Both of my grandmothers are gone.
What is with the trouble swallowing that I'm picking up? Do you understand what this is?
No, that I'm not sure about.
Interesting. When I said that, it's kind of like building a puzzle, right? When you snap in one piece, the next piece will come, but they won't give me the next piece of information until you validate that. And when you said that, they showed me putting the white blanket around the older lady's shoulders. So your mom, or it's got to be your mom. If your grandmothers are both there, it's got to be the mom then, because they're putting the white blanket around her shoulders. And that's my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues.
Yep, my mom does, so that makes sense.
Something about the throat or the swallowing or the breathing there.
Because she has been having a lot of problems breathing, actually. Like, we were out yesterday and just walking, she was super winded.
And that's where I'm feeling it in my throat. Like I can't swallow when I'm like that. You know what I mean? They're taking my breath away. And then it's like I can't swallow, or it's a panic feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So please know that your dad knows about this and that he's watching over. So are both grandmothers, actually. I see them both coming forward. Now I'm going to her mom. Her mom is a little bit more lively, though, I got to tell you. She's got a lot of energy, I feel like. Oh, yeah. Do you understand that? I can feel the drastic difference between dad's mom and mom's mom.
Oh, totally. 100%. Completely different.
Your mom's mom is like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And she's like grabbing your cheeks and kissing you all over, and like that grandma nurturing kind of energy, and just so grateful for a few things here. She's like, you got time? We got a list. I'm so proud of this girl. You've made some changes recently, Penny, because she showed me that you took yourself from the darkness, which is my symbol for challenge, into the light, and it feels almost kind of drastic. Do you know what she's talking about?
I can't think of anything drastic. I mean, I'm trying to make, just my own health changes, and I've had a different job for probably about 3/4 of a year now, and it's super stressful and busy, and so that's been keeping me really busy. But I can't think of anything like super dark.
You know what's funny? You just said this job that you've been working at for the last 3/4 of a year is super stressful and busy. But I think that when you say stressful, I don't hear it as stress or feel it as stress. I feel it as that good kind of stress that you like, that keeps you moving. It's not like the bad kind of stress that makes you not want to go to work every day. Do you know what I mean?
Nope. Yeah, very true. Yeah, it makes my days go quick, that's for sure. So
do you know that's the energy change that I can feel in you that I would call drastic? Because before you made that switch in your job, you were living that other stress, right? You were living that negative type of stress in your job. And when you switch to this new job and you switch to this high vibing, high functionality, I can't wait to get out of my bed in the morning to get started in my day kind of stress, you are now vibrating at a much higher pace, which is pulling in things easier into your world. So things that you want will start to come in easier than they were before. Have you noticed that yet?
not so much.
She goes, well, let's show you, because see, you have to pay attention to the small details, right? Because if you don't pay attention to the little steps, then you won't recognize them to lead to the big steps. You've got to kind of look down and see how far you've come before you can appreciate where you're going. So hold on a second. She's validating some more here. I say she because your grandma's totally taken over this reading, just so you know.
That totally makes sense.
Because she's saying things with mom. So this is it. She's talking about that you've gotten really good at this now. So something with mom, I don't know if it's the COVID thing. Maybe you were separated for a little while and that was stressing you to high heaven. But now, because you are vibrating higher and you're thinking clearer and you're making choices based on love, not fear, you are able to connect with her much easier now. Do you understand that?
I do, yeah. I understand it in terms of like my mom and I have gotten a lot closer over the last year. Like we talk a lot more and spend more time together.
But what you're not understanding, hun, is that that's a direct correlation to your change in energy. Okay. When you decided to take responsibility for your energy and you put yourself into a better position where you're feeling happy all the time, you're not as sensitive anymore. What I mean by that is sometimes if we're walking around and we are feeling stressed, then everything else in our world changes to match that same vibration, right? And it can be like walking around the world with like bruised. Normally, if I touch your arm, it doesn't hurt. But if there's a bruise there and I touch your arm, that's going to hurt like a son of a bitch, right? Yeah. So it's one of those situations where when you changed yourself from moving out of that negative stressful situation into this happier vibrational situation, everything else in your world flows easy. You don't even have to try. And I think that's why you didn't really understand what we were talking about when I first said that, is because you're not even trying. It's just effortlessly changing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So just keep doing more of that. Just keep being so happy. Just keep taking mom out, enjoying that relationship. Your dad is so proud of you. He's thanking you for that. Did he smoke, by the way?
Yeah.
Because
most of his life.
Yeah, he's still smoking. I can smell it. Aw, he loves you so much. He kissed your cheek. He's like, woohoo, we're doing it. We're doing it. He's so proud of you. As he's pulling his energy back, and do you have a son?
I have a stepson, yes.
Is he starting to drive or something?
He's getting there. He's going to be 18 in a few months, but yeah, he's driven, I think, twice ever. He really doesn't have a huge desire to.
Dad just gave him his license, and he said he might not know me so well. I don't know if he knew your dad very well, because the way your dad's putting that. But you know what? Your dad doesn't care because you love that boy, so does he. And I think your dad was a good driver because he's taken responsibility for teaching him how to drive.
That's awesome.
He's like, because I'm not dead, I can still help. So ask me to help with this. We're going to provide him some motivation to want to learn.
That's great.
Oh, they're pulling their energy back, hon. I hope this was helpful.
It was great. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, you guys. Next, we have Justin. Sheila is messaging me too. Thank you, Sheila, because you had messaged me a few days ago and I wasn't able to get back to you. But I want you to see. Let me cover everybody else's numbers here. But look, I did have you, take my shirt off. Did have you on my list here. I just didn't have your number. So you are right after Justin, hun. I'm glad you got back to me because you messaged me a few days ago and I didn't get back to you till this morning. So, Justin, oh goodness, honey. I haven't even dialed your number yet. As soon as I said your name, your energy, I just about tasted my heart. Okay, here we go. So the good thing is that if you are a member of the THM Club, you can share your membership. You can only use it once a month, but you can share it with a friend if you want. And that's what we're doing. Hello, is this Justin?
It is.
Hi, Justin. How are you? It's Tracy.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Your friend told you we're live, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I've had it happen a couple of times where people have shared their membership and the person didn't know we were live and then they get all freaked out. So please.
No, I feel like I'm always live.
You and me both, honey. You and me both. Okay. So have you ever watched me read before?
No.
All right. Well, I want you to keep in mind.
I logged in. I listened to the live like 5 minutes ago for about 30 seconds, but that's it.
And I bored you.
Yep.
I see. Okay.
I just didn't want to ruin it.
You know what? I love your honesty. I so love that. That's perfect. Okay, well, before we get started, I want you to understand that the dead are not talking to me, they're talking to you. And they don't give a crap if I understand the message or not. The way that they work this is they kind of utilize all of my senses, my sight, touch, taste, smell, everything. And then they access what I call my library, my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And so they will show me whatever it is they need to show me to get me to say whatever it is they need me to say. So you get the message you need to hear. But that doesn't always mean that I know what they're talking about. Once they showed me a bunch of car keys and all this excitement and stuff, and I was asking the lady if she was getting a new car. She's like, no, but we have a summer car in storage we're going to get out. So do you see what I'm saying? They'll show me these signs and symbols, and I might think they mean one thing, but you will know what they mean before I do. Does that make sense?
It does. And I assume maybe it will come to me later.
Sometimes that happens. The other thing the dead like to do is that because they know these are being recorded, so they will try to get messages out to more than one person. So if they know that this is being recorded, they will pass on a message for dad, for example, or somebody like that. Who would not believe in this, something that you can't validate, so that when you go to that person and you go, hey, dad, did this happen? Or blah, 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 they'll be like, how do you know that? And that's their way to get a message to other people and let them know that they're not gone. Okay, so let's do this. I like to start with a connection exercise. It just helps me get connected to your energy. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor for a minute. And then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body. And then I want you to blow it straight through the phone at me and give me a minute to focus. Wow. Okay. So Right away, there's a bunch of information coming through. And what I'm going to do, I call this part the puzzle dump, because it's like when you're building a puzzle, when we do that connecting exercise, is like when you're building a puzzle, you have to dump out all the pieces and organize them to figure out how they fit together. Well, when we do that connecting exercise, there's this dump of information that hits all of my senses. So what I'm going to do is describe for you everything I'm picking up, and then we will go back and figure out how that fits together, okay?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I was seeing your name before we even went live. Your friend had asked if I could share your membership since last week. And I've been seeing your name flashing in and out of my head since last week, to be honest with you. It got really, really hot in here. I'm hoping the camera is not picking up me sweating, because when we did that connecting exercise, it got really warm. And what that tells me is that you have a huge amount of people on the other side that are stepping up for you today, because soul has heat, kind of like bodies have heat. When you get a lot of people in the room, then it gets really warm. That will happen to me when you get a lot of soul stepping forward. The other thing I'm very aware of is that we have somebody who passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we would think of as their time, because there is white lighters surrounding this person. White lighters are beings on the other side that are pure white light. Their job is to help souls heal. So typically I will see them surround somebody who either takes responsibility for their passing, committed suicide, or whose passing was sudden, unexpected, or traumatic in such a way that there's a lot of healing needed for the person that passed or the people that are left behind. I keep hearing mama, 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 mom, really, really, really loud. I'm not sure how to put that into context yet, because there is some big distortion of the energy going on here. So that tells me there's some grief or some trauma or some anxiety around this person's passing or around your situation. Because what grief and anxiety does to energy is it kind of distorts it the same way that water can distort sound. So you will still hear the sound, but it might sound like this. Do you know what I mean? All right. I can smell cigarette smoke. I can see two people stepping forward holding hands. That's my symbol that they were together or married in the physical world. They're going one above you. This is what I'm saying. Big, huge puzzle dump. So I'm not sure where to start. Actually, yes, I am. I'm going to go to this person that passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we would think of as their time. Now, that does not always necessarily mean that they were a child or anything when they passed, but it means they didn't live till 80 or 90 like we would think of as a full life. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that person to you?
Well, this is the challenging thing. I have a lot.
You don't say. It got very hot in here.
I got 20 of those probably.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second. You're kidding me right now. Okay, hold on one second here, hon, because you have so much energy coming through here. That's why it got so hot for me. Instagram just completely closed off. That will happen when the energies get really, really, really strong. Because what do the dead do? They take over whatchamacallit, technology and all of that kind of stuff, right? They utilize that kind of thing. So they kicked us off Instagram. Sorry about that, guys. If you're back, I apologize. We got kicked off. Too much energy coming through. Okay, so Justin, you understand why I just got so freaking hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that soul energy. All right. So let me ask this then. If we can't narrow it down by who this, because hold on. I don't know if you have that many people around you that are passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically. Like you said that you have like 20 people like that. I'm almost wondering if you work in like if this is something around where you work as a support person, something like this, because that is not normal. I know.
Exactly. Yeah. I work with youth with mental health struggles.
That's what I thought.
I also I've played football for many years, and you have lots of teammates and people and big family and so many things. You know, perhaps the most interesting of all, grew up in and around a funeral home for my life, which is now 36 years.
Shut up! Do you understand that's why? Does that freak you out a little bit? That the second that you connect with me, that I start talking to you, not only do I start sweating like there's 5 billion people in the room, but it's the energy ramps up so high that it knocked me out of Instagram. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all still here with you.
Something like this would be challenging because of that reason.
Well, it's not going to be challenging. I just need you. Stay with me for a second, though, okay? It's not going to be as challenging as you think, because here's the thing. The dead, I'm used to this, right? It's not enough for them to step forward and say, hi, I'm grandma, or I'm grandpa, or I'm, whoever, because you might have 5 of them over there, right? So what the dead do is they bring forward the details that will help you differentiate who it is. They don't step forward and say, hi, this is my name, my address, my phone number. That's not how this works. They will give me the details that will help differentiate between each other, okay? So the first thing, and nothing is an accident. So the heat is already starting to go down a little bit, because that was a message first and foremost, that you have a huge support system on the other side. Once they have gotten through that message, then they pull that energy back. There is still somebody coming forward. Your mom is not on the other side, is she? So I'm hearing somebody screaming, mama, 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 mom. Oh, interesting. Now, what's interesting to me is you said that you worked with youth and people like this, and I'm seeing a suicide, or I'm seeing an overdose, or some kind of traumatic passing around. I think this is a female, but I could be mistaken. It could be male. I don't see sex and bodies the same way I see people. I feel their energy. But there is absolutely a young soul that is coming through screaming about mama, 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 mom. And I think that she just wants them to know that she's okay, or he. I think I'm not sure the sex on this, but this is somewhat recent, like within the last 2-3 years at least. Do you know who this would be? That passed of their own hand. I do get some responsibility in this. So they either committed suicide, overdose, some kind of taking responsibility for how or where I was when I passed. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Is this a female?
We have it down to 2 now, both males.
Both males. Okay. So then what I want you to do is think of which one has the more feminine energy, because they're making me feel that energy, right? For a reason. And that would be to help differentiate between one or the other. So now, even as you say we're down to 2, I can see them both. One is more manly than the other. Not that I'm not calling one not manly, but this is the energy that they're putting through. So if one was short and one was tall, they would say, I'm the tall guy. Not because they're calling the other guy short, but just because they're using that as a reference. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Who is the one that you would feel that has the quieter, more feminine kind of energy, softer energy?
Who by name? Is that what you mean?
You know who this person is?
Yeah, I know who they both are, yeah.
Stick with just the one, okay? Because this is the person who's coming through right now. And they're screaming, mom, 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 mom. And I'm seeing this. Did you work with his mom?
No.
So the information about this is that he's trying to get a message to mom that I am okay. And there's gratitude. So if this is the person that we're thinking it is, then they are wanting to thank you for trying, because there's a feeling of coulda, woulda, shoulda here, where you tried really hard and it's almost like it feels futile because they passed anyway. And again, is this suicide or overdose? Because my face is starting to go itchy now, which is often an indication of some type of disfiguration when I passed. Sometimes I can see that with suicide or accident.
One's car accident and one's overdose.
There we go. I'm getting them both piggybacking. Interesting. Because you helped them both, didn't you?
Yeah, lots. In the same months, in the same spans too. Like July, August, September.
You see why I'm having trouble picking them apart, because what they're doing is they're banding their energy together to get you this message. It's called piggybacking. So energies with similar messages will band together to get you the message that you need. And here's the message that you need, hon. Yes, let their moms know that they are safe and at peace on the other side, but they're kind of, I don't know if they knew each other in the physical world, whoops, but they definitely know each other on the other side now, because they're showing me working together in the spiritual realm for the same thing that you are doing now, to help change mental health, to help, interesting. You've dealt with mental health in your past as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Because they're showing me this now. Remember I said there was two people over here holding hands? That's my symbol that they were together or married in the physical world. I believe this is your grandparents that are now stepping forward. So on one side of your family, you have both sets of both grandma and grandpa is on the other side, correct?
Sorry, say that again.
Is both dad's parents on the other side?
Yeah, so I have parents and step parents, and then almost all of them are. So, but my biological parents, all four are, yes.
They're so laughing at me. They're like, you thought we were going to make this easy for you, did you, Trace? Ha! Okay, so I got the two people coming forward holding hands. That's my symbol that they were together or married here in the physical world, and I'm going to get them to validate so you know who they are. They're showing me that they passed pretty close together. So I don't know if that is like one year, one in the next, or a month apart, or it feels like we passed very shortly together. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? You know which couple that is?
I would say that would be on my mom's side, in that, there was like survivor's guilt type feelings, and the second person passed pretty quickly afterwards.
Which is probably why I'm hearing mom, 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 screaming so loud. Do you understand? And your friends over here hijacked that in order to get their mama message. You've got so many people coming forward, and they know that we only have a limited time. So they're doing the best that they can to get as many messages through as you can. But please let your mom know that they are safe and at peace on the other side, and they are together. And they're really proud of you. They just keep saying, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. I think and I think it's really important that you have these two souls here and many more behind them, Justin, many more behind them, because you have to understand that you might not be able to see the difference that it's making now, and it might feel a little bit futile, but it's not. You're making more headway behind the scenes than you think. You're making more progress. You're changing lives whether you can see that or not. The person that was in the car accident, were they intoxicated, or were they with somebody that was intoxicated?
Might have been, yeah.
Because he just said, that was on me. He said, you know what? I wasn't the one that was driving. He wasn't driving, right?
Yeah, no, he was.
Why is he saying it wasn't me in control? Oh, because there was some substance there as well. It wasn't him in control. He's saying that wasn't him. That wasn't him. And that's what alcohol does, right? That's what substance abuse does, is it takes over our personality. It takes over all of our self-control. And that doesn't mean that you failed. Whoa, he said, say that again. That doesn't mean that you failed. Have you been thinking about possibly getting out of this industry that you're in and helping people and working with people in this way? Have you been thinking of getting out of it?
No, I've been thinking of changing the way in which I do it, but not getting out of it. No, it's my forever thing. Good,
because I can feel that. I can feel the change that you're thinking about doing, but the dead are telling me that, hold on, how do I explain that? So first of all, they made me feel a feeling of confusion. Like when you say that you're making a change, then you must not be extremely clear on where you want to go with this change yet. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Because, see, I feel like you're trying to start something new. Like you're trying to, like, I don't know if you're going to open some new facility or you're going to do something new in this industry in a way it hasn't been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why things are going to be challenging for you right now. And that, just like it's challenging for me, because I'm doing things in a way that they haven't done before. I don't know any other psychic medium that does shows like this or that does free readings like this. It is completely taking down those barriers that have been up and that have kept people from being able to access services like this. And
Exactly.
I think that you're in the middle of creating something like that as well. You understand that, right?
I do, yeah.
All of these people are banding together today, Justin, to let you know that all of these challenges and obstacles that come your way when we're creating this type of change in the world, that there is going to be people that try to take you down. There is going to be people that try to stop you. There is going to be situations that make you feel like you're on your knees. Kind of like what's going on with me today, where they have stolen my name and my picture and they're trying to scam people of money. But here's the thing. Those challenges are actually the tools that you need to build the dreams that you're asking God to build. We don't think that we need challenges. We think we need blessings in order to build the world that we want to build, in order to build the job the way that we want it to be. But blessings actually don't provide the motivation or well, sometimes they do, but not the same way a challenge does. When God gives you a challenge like this, I like to think about it as if we're in a little hole and you can't figure out how to get out of that hole, right? And then all of a sudden, all of this manure starts falling down on your head. And you can either sit there and let it bury you and cry about it, how much it stinks and how unfair it is, or you can like shake it off and stand on top of it and use it as a step ladder to get out of that hole you're in. Does that make sense? These challenges that you are being given right now are being given to you because God knows that you can meet them in a way that other people can't meet them. He's giving you challenges that other people don't have to face, kind of like he's doing to me right now, because other people couldn't handle these challenges. Only somebody with your intellect and true heart that really does want to help people would be able to see the bigger picture and rise above it. That's why they're being given to you, because this is the stepladder you need to get to that next direction. So please remember that you have a huge amount of people that are with you and that are helping you. Sorry, this is causing this to overheat. I got to move my tablet here, guys. Sorry. So you have a huge amount of people that are helping you with this on the other side.
I appreciate that.
You're very...
And one of the interesting thing is when you were mentioning the two people, one of them, they're both, mama's boys, and one of them, interestingly enough, too, I know of a letter to his mom that she hasn't seen yet. So that's an interesting little piece.
Really? See? And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Justin, is that, see, I'm not in your life, right? So there's no way I could know that. Or that I could really even understand that. But what I do know for sure is that I have this guy over here going, mom, 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 mom. So if you have a letter to his mom or you know about that, that's exactly what they're talking about. That is how this works. That's so cool.
And you said that their message was that they're doing okay.
They are not only okay, hun, but here's the thing. You have to understand that this old world that we have been in, I call it the old world because this world is changing big time. And that old world, this just keeps saying that I'm overheating, guys. So if you're on Instagram, come find me on YouTube because this is not going to last for much longer. Sorry, Justin, I'm just doing two things at once here. But in the old world, yeah, the tablet just died again. Guys, you gotta watch me on YouTube. I'm done with Instagram. So in that world, we felt separated and in lack and whatnot. When somebody dies, we thought that they were just dead and gone, right? But in this new world, you have to understand that there is no such thing as death. And there never was, actually. It's always been transformation, but we haven't been told that. We think if somebody's physical body is gone, that their soul is gone too, but they're not. So what happens is not every soul that is born here in the physical world is born to live a long, healthy life till 80 or 90. A lot of souls come here in order to inspire or motivate other people. Like, for example, sometimes a soul will come to a mother who's going to have an abortion because they needed to inspire her to leave that abusive relationship. And something as traumatic as an abortion, for example, will push you into that life change. Do you know what I mean? These young men, their mission, it feels like to me, this was destined and planned, that this was always going to happen, because you can't change this on your own in the physical reality. You need helpers in the non-physical reality too. And the two of you are doing this together. You're here in the physical reality. They're there in the non-physical reality. And they're helping you with this. You just got to remember that they're on your team now, and that they always have been, and that you can talk to them and they can respond, but they do not respond with English or French or Spanish or anything like that. They speak synchronicity and cooperative incidences. That's what coincidence actually means. It has nothing to do with fluke and random. It is the language of spirit aligning you with whatever you've asked for. So because this subject is so close to their hearts, they have made it their mission on the other side to help you with this. So as you build this I'm just going to call it a job or a career right now, doing things differently than have been done before, you ask them for help. Any obstacles, any challenges, any barriers, kind of like I've been doing today with the scammer and all of that kind of stuff. You're not going to see instant results. It takes time to manifest them. Well, sometimes you see instant, but not very often. But what happens is they align you with everything that you've asked for and make it happen even quicker than you would be able to do in the physical world. And when they do that, you feel their soul presence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Just know you have a major impact on a lot of souls in what you're doing right now. And the message I keep getting from all of them, and they're all stepping forward again and heating me up a bit here, is that you are not alone in this journey, and that they are very much helping you with this. And to just keep talking to them. But remember that they operate like a GPS, because we have free will here in the physical world. So what that means is that you can't tell them, you can't say, tell me what to do. Because if you say that, they can't answer you. They live their life. It's kind of like you can't put into your GPS and say, tell me what grocery store to go to. It's not going to pick one and tell you how to get there, is it? It's going to give you a list of which ones are close by and say, you choose. But if you say to your GPS, tell me how to get to Walmart, it's going to draw you a blue line and give you voice instructions along the way. And that's what the dead will do. You need to tell them, this is what I need help with, and then just be in the receiving mode and follow the breadcrumbs that they send you that will align you with exactly what you've been asking for. And when they do that, you will know that it was them, because they help in such a way that there's no denying it was them. I once had
That part's interesting.
it gets very interesting, let me tell you. I once had I'll just give you one example. I could give you hundreds, but I'll give you one. I was giving a reading to a lady who had an estimate on her table for a roof, and her son had passed away. He was in his 20s when he passed away. And he kept telling me to tell his mom to rip up that estimate because he was going to send her a better deal. And so she's like, well, how am I going to know when it's a better deal? I had 10 estimates. That was the cheapest one. You want me to rip it up? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, hon. All I know is that if the dead are saying they're going to do something for you, they do it in such a way that you will know it's from them. So she said, okay, I'm trusting you. I hope you're right. It's the end of September and snow's coming. I need a roof. She ripped up that estimate. A few weeks later, I get a phone call from her. And she said, Tracy, I'm sitting in my lawn chair right now on my front lawn because she said a few weeks or after you left, we had a memorial for my son. And she said some of his friends showed up that I hadn't seen in a long time. Two of them just happened to be roofers. And she's like, I'm sitting here on my front lawn in a lawn chair watching them fix my roof for free. She's like, I feel like my son is right here wrapping his arms around me, giving me the biggest hug. She's like, because if my son was here, he would have got his buddies to do it. I never would have had to pay for it. She's like, so this is absolutely my son. Even talking about it, I have goosebumps up and down my whole body.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's exactly how this works. And you know what? Your energy, Justin, it does. Now I understand why I've been seeing your face for a couple of weeks or for a week now, and why it was so strong before this reading. I'm not sure if you were watching on Facebook or not Facebook, definitely not Facebook. If you were watching on Instagram or YouTube, but go back and look on YouTube because it's not on Instagram anymore. I'm going to tilt the camera. I want to show you guys something really cool here. Right before I started, I just moved into this house. I just put up all my pictures, everything like that, right? Well, I'm going to turn the camera here. If you look up on the wall, that picture is now gone. Fell off 3 freaking times before we started the live. So I just gave up and said, okay, fine, I'm leaving it on the floor. I'll put it back up when I'm done. That's your loved ones all around you. That are all the people that are surrounding you, needing you to know that you're not alone, that what you're doing is very important. And I feel like sometimes you feel like it's futile, especially because you have these guys on the other side that you tried to help so much. And then at the end, they ended up crossing over anyway. But please just know that they have pushed their energy through to let you know that this matters more than you could ever imagine. And that they're with you, that you guys are doing this together, that you will build a better platform to be able to help people. Whatever it is that you're trying to do in a new way, God is supporting it 100%. So tap into him, ask him for help. I know a lot of people didn't believe in God in the old world because our churches and a lot of religions and stuff kind of twisted and manipulated the Bible and the meaning and all of that kind of stuff and confused people with it. But if you will find him in your heart, all you got to do is just talk and ask. And I promise you, he will show up because I'm hearing right now, I'm seeing the big guardian angel behind you. And I feel like I'm hearing the voice of God myself and saying, just tell him that I believe in him. Tell him that I believe in him. And even if you stopped believing in God a long time ago, God didn't stop believing in you and your loved ones, and your angels and God himself are helping take you to that next level. But you can't get to that next level without him. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Need to ask more.
Yes. Ask. Do not be afraid to ask. That gives them the ability to show up in our lives. And then when they show up, we know that there truly is more to life than just this physical world. And we don't ever feel alone or separated anymore. You can't feel death the same way when you can still communicate with them as you do when you can't communicate with them at all. Do you understand? You just have to learn that we communicate differently. Kind of like when somebody goes to like Germany, you don't communicate with, sitting in front of them, talking and touching or whatever. You have to use a phone or another tool. You have to find a different way to communicate, but you don't stop communicating. You just do it differently.
Yeah, for sure.
They're pulling their energy back, hon. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Very much so.
Good, good, good. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Sheila, you're next. I'm sorry, you guys, about Instagram. It's just not working for me here. So the tablet, it said, kept overheating. So we're going to do it this way. Here we go. Sheila, I'm coming to you. Hopefully. Hopefully. Ring. It's not even ringing now. Isn't that weird? Huh. This is how you can tell there's a lot of dead people in the air, you guys. Hello?
The cell phone of Sheila Cunliffe.
Oh, let's try this again, Sheila. I'm going to try one more time. Maybe she's trying to call me. Sheila. Oh, good. Here we go. Hello?
You've reached the cell phone.
Sheila. Okay, I'm going to call Andrea, and then I'll try you again, Sheila. Okay? We'll do it that way. All right, Andrea, you are next, my friend. Here we go. I can already feel your girls. I've read for you before. I can so feel them.
Hello.
Hi, Andrea. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tracy?
I'm good. Did I catch you at a bad moment?
No, I've been watching and waiting.
Okay, good. I can feel your girl as soon as I started to dial your number. Actually, when Sheila didn't answer and then I dialed your number, I heard the one go, "That's right. It's our turn first." That's so funny. Okay. Because I've read for you before, I recognize their energy very loud. They're very feisty today, though, Andrea, just so you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on, but their energy's all pumped up and happy and excited about something. Interesting. All right. Are you ready to do this?
I am.
All right. So I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me, and give me a minute to focus. Okay, so Andrea, you've been a member for a while. And and like I was telling people, I'm very aware. I do remember your girls. It's hard to forget, to be honest with you. You had twin girls and they both passed away a couple of years apart, correct?
Yeah.
So they're very much coming through loud and clear. They're not validating because I know exactly who they are, but they have the mother figure, both mother figures on the other side. So I think one is mom and one is stepmom. Do you understand that?
Mom, probably my mom and my grandma.
Okay. That was like a mother figure because they both feel like mother figures. No, I'm getting mom and then the other person to the side that is like mom. So when you said grandma, I can definitely feel her here, but she's one above. That's not the same. I have two mother figures. So two people that are like on the same kind of wavelength here. So your mom is on the other side, right? Your biological mom. This almost feels like a stepmom, or maybe it could be an auntie or somebody that is connected to the side of mom, but they're taking me to the side and it's mom. Interesting.
No, not my mom, my grandma.
You know what? Hold the phone, Andrea. You've heard this happen before where they will bring through people that information for people that are not here right now to give them a message. Somebody, so they are very, because they're not changing the message. I feel like we've got the mom here, we've got the mom here, we've got the mom here. Somebody lost their mom recently. And your daughters are saying, tell her she's here, tell her she's here, tell her she's here. And your mom is bringing forward that mother figure as well. Somebody in your family, friends, extended, whatever, has lost their mom within the last year. Slow that down. You know what's interesting is it feels connected to your daughters as well, hun. Like somebody that they knew. I don't know how to explain that. I know that when I went to your house to do a big group reading, you had an enormous extended family with your girls' friends and whatnot, right? It feels like in that community. They're not going to stick on that, but they are going to make a point of letting you know that they know what they're talking about here. And you might not be able to validate this at this moment, but they don't care because they know that somebody needs that message and to know that she's there. Okay. So if you,
my biological dad's sister just passed. So my aunt, that she never knew the girls.
Oh,
she was in the UK.
That's okay. Makes perfect sense to me. Now, when you say that, I hear ding, 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 ding. Because that would be like a mother figure to the side of the mother figure, I guess. You know what I mean? See, they don't care if they met her here in the physical world or not. What they're trying to do is validate that they're all together on the other side. They knew somebody passed recently. They knew it was somebody to the side of mom, right? And they just kept saying, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's here. And they didn't care if you didn't understand at first or not. And the reason why I'm feeling like it's a mother figure is because that's how I feel. Mom, grandma, auntie, anybody in that kind of family line. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So just know, like I said, they're not going to harp about that because she's there. They're letting you know she's there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
My dad will be happy to know that.
See, there's always a reason why they do, because like I said, they need the information to go to somebody else. And when you say dad, okay, so hold on a second. When you say dad, I feel your mom step forward. Is your dad remarried as well, hun?
Yes.
I thought so. Because your mom placed the white blanket around your dad's shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues. And then I saw gratitude going to the wife. So has your dad had some health or stress issues? I'm also feeling distance or space. So has it been a bit since you've seen him?
Yes. Yes, and he is remarried. They've been together for 50 years.
Wow.
So him and my mom divorced when I was little.
Yeah. Your mom holds no hard feelings. She's watching over your dad. I don't know if he's got the health issues or if it's just more stress because we haven't been able to see him recently, or the distance or space. I'm not sure, but she very much wants you to know that she's watching over him.
Okay.
Your daughters are letting you know that they can be in both places at the same time too, Mom. Don't worry about it. We're with him. I promise you're going to get news. If there's anything that you need to know, she's like, we will let you know. I'm seeing thank you for what you're doing with the little boy. This is interesting. So you have this is the little boy you adopted, correct?
Yes.
That feels more like the one of your daughters almost makes it feel like this was her son. Even though I know it wasn't, she loves him like he was hers. Do you understand that?
Yeah, she did.
She's thanking you for that because she's like, look at how awesome he's doing. Look at this, Mom. That's because of you. I feel like it's the school transition thing. It almost is not affecting him. He's doing so good.
It's been a struggle, but he's getting there. He's doing a lot better.
That's because of you. That's what she just keeps saying. That's because of you, Mom. That's because of you. And I feel like you need to get control of this. You need to remind yourself of that because you're really hard on yourself, hey? And especially when you see the little guy struggling, you're like, oh, why can't I fix this kind of thing, right? And you got to say, instead of saying, why can't I fix this? Because your words spell your reality. That's why we call them magic spells and why we call it spelling, because they literally spell into the physical reality. So instead of saying, why can't I fix this? Or why can't we fix this? Say, we are fixing this. Let's fix it a little faster. Hey, God, come on, guys. Let's speed the pace up. Let's move in this direction. Ask for what you want because you are moving in that direction. He's doing just fine. It feels like you're almost more comfortable worrying about him though than not worrying. It feels like you don't know what to do if you're not worrying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable with worry than I do with like just being extremely happy. Oh, that's interesting. Because your daughter just said that if you're extremely happy, then it feels like somebody can come and pull that rug out from underneath of you. So it's easier to stay in a state of worry because then you're always just good to go, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I lost you.
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh,
I thought you were talking.
No. Yeah, I always hope for the best, but expect the worst. That's just the way I roll. I don't know.
Well, stop it.
I know, but I've always. That's how I am.
Have you heard my saying, honey? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. I want you to understand that I know that you believe that that is who you are and that it is unchangeable. But I want you to understand that our beliefs are just a thought that we have thought many times. That's all it is. You can change that belief about yourself by what you tell yourself in your head. You have to talk to yourself. You have to tell yourself that you are more of a benefit to that little boy and to the rest of your children and your family if you are in a positive vibration, right? You are not as good to them if you are worrying all the time. You're putting out a negative vibration then, and that's not helpful. If you want to be in that positive vibration that's very helpful for everybody, then you have to talk to yourself and you have to start being nice to yourself, because here's the thing, your mom is totally agreeing on this. First of all, she keeps showing me pictures of you as a little baby and stuff and showing me how beautiful you are. Like I'm seeing like the Gerber baby, which is interesting. And
Can I just interrupt you for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who that mother figure is with the girls.
Okay.
So my stepdad,
Mm-hmm.
the one that raised me, is end of life. Any day now.
That's interesting. Yep. Sorry,
his
keep
mom,
going. Yep.
His mom is on the other side, as is all of his siblings but one. So when my dad goes, he's only going to have, my aunt is the only one left. So he will be reunited with his mom and his dad and his brothers and his sisters.
Yeah.
My dad has been seeing his mom. Anyway.
In spirit.
It's my grandma. I think it's my grandma because my dad is very, like, it could be any
day. That's why your loved ones are putting the white blanket around the father figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know that it's stepfather, not father. Not just that, but I think that explains the confusion that I'm feeling, because I don't think he's very clear right now. And especially when you say that he's talking to your grandma who's on the other side, that makes perfect sense as well, because as we start to transition, this happens with people with Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff all the time as well, is there's a huge portion of our brain that we don't normally access, right? Doctors will tell you we only use this one little part of our brain and we don't access the rest. But as our brains change from into dementia, Alzheimer's, and into that other state, they start accessing that other part of the brain, the same part that I can access. And therefore, they start seeing and talking to the dead, and they just know when they're around. They don't have to see them with their physical eyes to know that they're standing right there. It's kind of like me. So that's real. When he's talking like that, that's real. And the reason why she's showing up like this right now is not to make you guys scared that he's losing his mind. Is because she wants you to know that there's not a single second that he's going to be alone on the other side.
Oh, I know that. I went to see him a few weeks ago just to say my goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
I know why you're here, Anne. And I said, well, I came to tell you that I loved you, Dad. And he said, I love you too. He said, but there's something that you want to ask me. And I said, he said that there's something that you want to ask me, and I know what it is. And I said, what's that? And he said, you want me to look after Amy and Alicia until you get there.
Yeah.
And I said, yes. And he said, already done. You don't even have to ask.
Aww.
So
You know,
I know, I believe, like, I'm a strong believer. I know that where my dad is going, we'll all be together one day.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, you need to start living here. I mean,
I'm trying.
I know.
I think I'm in a better place now than I have been in a long time.
Well, just know, hun, that I very much admire you. And I bet you everybody that's listening right now can feel and identify with that same thing, because knock on wood, thank God I've never lost a child, but I can't imagine losing 2 children. And the fact that you have as much strength and courage and love in your heart to continue on and to raise another child and adopt another child, just know how much I admire you for that, and how much I can feel that you have an enormous support on the other side that are helping you through this. You are truly an inspiration for other people that are going through tragic circumstances. And if you can do it, you show other people that they can too. So just know how grateful I am that for every smile that you find, you show everyone else that it's possible. And I'm thankful for that. And they love you so much. Just one last thing before they pull their energy back here. They're giving you a rose. That's my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. And I feel like it's their birthday coming up. Is it coming up in the spring?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Is this like April?
Yeah, April.
April what? Just curious.
13.
Very close to mine. Very close to mine.
Yeah.
Aw.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
One of my daughter's best friends recently lost her son, and her only son, in a tragic accident, and she's struggling. And I've, I have been trying to reach out to her, and we talk. But I was just wondering if there was something that if there was a message that I could give to her from her son, just so.
He was like teenager age, correct?
No, he was. I think he was about the same age as the girls. He would be the same age.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say or figure out in my head is, when you're talking about that she has lost a child, I'm seeing somebody grown. I'm not seeing a small child. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I said this has to be a teenager or something then, because they're grown.
No, he's an adult man.
There we go.
Young man, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he's coming through very strong. He's like, all right, keep up. Here we go. You tell them I like the haircut. Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means, but I don't know if they cut their hair, his hair, what the heck that means. But he's like, tell them I like the haircut. I'm okay.
With his mom's haircut?
I don't know. See, did his mom get her haircut?
I don't know.
See, when you ask for information from somebody, that they will bring information through and validations through. But if you're not in their life, you can't do much with those validations yet. But this is recorded. So you can go and tell them, go watch that crazy blonde chick, and they will understand those validations. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how the dead get a message to somebody that maybe doesn't believe in this. Because sometimes people think that I'm like that I'm like looking at profiles or searched your information or was able to find this somehow, right? So, and a lot of people have a tough time wrapping their minds around how this could be true. So the dead will bring information to give for me to give to you that you can't validate right now, so that when you tell them and they know what it means, they go, holy shit, excuse my language, but you get my point, right?
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's showing me, first of all, the things that come through. As soon as you talk about him, I can feel him there. And I think that's what your girls were talking about before. Remember in the beginning, I had that puzzle dump going on. And sometimes I try to put the pieces together and I'm putting them together in the wrong order. But when you step back and you look at the whole picture, it makes perfect sense. Because they were saying they had somebody that was connected to their family or their peer group, remember?
Well, I don't think they knew him.
It doesn't matter. But if he is the son of one of their friends, do you see what I'm saying? That's what they were showing me, is that it's connected to their peer group. The person that they were trying to bring forward was connected to somebody that they loved in their friends. So now that we're clear on who this is, he's like this with the information. So he's talking about joking about the haircut. I almost think that they cut his hair, because there's a joke about, well, that's one way to get my hair cut or something like this. He's joking that he's standing up and he's like, I'm all in one piece. I'm good. I'm still hot. I've died hot. I'm going to be hot forever. I'm never going to get old. I'm going to be hot forever. So he's definitely a good-looking guy. He's passing on love. So I feel like he was in a relationship with somebody, although I don't know if they were married, because I just saw him get down on one knee and say, will you marry me? So I think he's regretting that that didn't happen yet, or that was his intention. He's wanting to reveal. But I do feel like he's trying to let them know that he is safe and at peace on the other side. And your daughters, they didn't need to know him physically in the physical world. They love his mother. And the other thing, they love his mother, so that they stepped up to watch over him as well. He is with other people in his family, but your girls were bringing him forward.
Okay.
You have a lot of people there today.
I think I have more family on the other side than I do
here.
Well,
they're still communicating with you, Andrea, and your daughters are really glad that you phoned in today. And they're telling you, Mom, just keep trying to find the positive thought. Keep looking for it. Keep telling yourself that you are doing a better job than you think you are, because you are. Keep telling yourself how amazing you are and how loved you are, because you are. And just know that they're not missing a single moment. They're very much with you. And as you're sitting there trying to help and do the homeschooling and all that kind of stuff that we've all been stuck doing here, ask your daughters to send you some help. Just ask them to help with this. But make sure to ask for what you need. Don't ask for what you don't want, right? They love you. They're pulling their energy back. They're like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then as they pull their energy back, one more thing. The other daughter, the one who's been a little bit more quieter, I think she was the first one that passed. She's showing me and giggling about a tattoo. And I feel like she's trying to encourage you. Did you get a tattoo for her?
No, but I'm thinking of getting I have tattoos, and I'm thinking of getting one for both
for them.
of them.
That's why I can feel the encouragement of it. Do you see what I mean? I'm not feeling past tense. We already did this. I'm feeling the amusement and the encouragement. And I feel like you're going to get like something funny. She says, get something that'll make you smile, not something that'll make you cry.
Okay.
I feel like a little cartoon frog or something like this. Do you know what I mean?
That's so funny that you would say that. Because Amy painted a frog, and we still have it.
Seriously? She's like, yeah, there you go. That's your tattoo, Mom. Because when you see this, it makes you smile, and it reminds you of my personality. You can feel my energy in that. That's what she wants you to get. Aw.
Perfect.
They're pulling their energy back, hon. I hope this was helpful.
Thank you, Tracy. It's
You're-
always a pleasure to talk to you.
Aw.
And you know you're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. I'm sure I will be back one day. Didsbury is like a hometown for me.
Yeah.
Lived there for a number of years. All right, hon. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, guys, I'm going to try Sheila one more time. See if I can get through. Oops. Dun, dun, dun. Sheila, maybe she's just busy.
Hello?
Hello, is this Sheila?
Yes, hi, Tracy.
Hi. Were you trying to call me when I was trying to call you?
Yeah, you know what? I think Spirit just needed you to talk to Andrea first for some reason because and the most incredible thing just happened, Tracy. My hometown is Didsbury.
No.
Yes.
See? I love synchronicity and cooperative incidences. There is no such thing as a mistake or an accident. Everything happens by design. Isn't that cool?
I believe that too. I've lived there for 30 years, but it's my hometown. My whole family still lives there. So
That's so funny. I grew up there, you know? I grew up there.
You grew up there too?
Well, from grades 5 till 10 or something like that, 11. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we should talk offline because we maybe went to school because I think we're close in age. We should talk offline about that.
We should. Although I was the kid that everybody used to like to make cry because I've been sensitive like this since I was little. And I came from a pretty abusive family that most of the people in that town knew. And so the kids in Didsbury used to just make me cry. That was their fun thing to do. So I didn't have a lot of friends.
I certainly hope that was not me. I don't remember being a bully, so hopefully that wasn't me.
I hope not too. But that's okay if it was because I'm over it.
Sorry you went through that, but that is just crazy. So we'll talk offline about that.
Definitely. Okay. Yes. This lady's like, hello, are we talking to me or just you two want to chit chat? Funny.
She's from Didsbury as well.
Okay. All right, Sheila, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor for me. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Well, okay. So, have you heard my explanation of the puzzle dump before?
Yes. This is the second time I've spoken to you in this way, and once live in your gallery session.
Okay. Well, what you have to understand is that I don't remember who your loved ones are. Maybe after a year or so, I might start remembering some of this. But so when we do this, we're kind of starting over. I might start remembering little bits as it might start sounding familiar as we get going on. But at the beginning part, we are completely starting over. So they're going to validate for me all over just like they did the first time. Okay.
Okay.
So the lady that's stepping through, she's very strong. She's very bossy. She's not bossy in a bad way, but she's definitely letting me know she's here. I'm going above you and I'm feeling either mom or grandma. It's definitely a mother figure. She's taking me to the head and showing me she's got clear thought now. And I'm feeling that confusion, which was my symbol for either dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke, aneurysm, or some type of inability to communicate before we passed. I really feel like it was just an inability to communicate right before I passed because she just does not like the thought of me even hinting that she wasn't all there mentally. So she's very strong mentally. Is this mom?
No, this is my grandma, but she did have Alzheimer's for 7 years.
Wow.
and she wasn't communicative for probably the last year or so.
Yeah. She is not wanting you to remember her that way at all anymore. She's like, I have my wits about me. There's none of that anymore. That confusion is gone. Make sure you let her know it's not here.
I've been talking to her daily since I spoke to you a month ago. And I hadn't talked to her really for 30 years. Like, so I know that now. Yeah.
That's why she's so strong. Oh, she just handed you a bouquet of roses. Or maybe not roses, just flowers in general. She's like, not specifically roses. Roses are usually my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. But she's just giving you flowers. Like, I feel spring flowers almost. What is this?
She loved flowers.
Okay.
Flowers. Mm-hmm.
So she's just letting me know that she's not trying to make a point with a birthday or something. She just wants you to have flowers. And I feel like she's putting them on your table and she's like, let's spruce the place up. I feel like she's trying to make it more homey. What is this about?
Well, my husband just, right when you and I were trying to call each other and couldn't get through to each other, my husband and daughter just came home and he brought me tulips for Valentine's Day.
Shut up right now.
No.
That is, see, she knows. She so knows. It's not me. And she's like, you see why we had to wait, right? We couldn't interrupt that. We had to wait because we needed to do that so I could use that.
And so I could hear that Andrea was from Didsbury and we could have that exchange.
That's so funny. So she's so grateful. She knows that you're talking to her. She's so alive now. And I wish you could feel like, I wish I could take that emotion and just take it out of my chest and plop it in yours. Although I don't think I have to. I think you get it. Yeah, because since you've been talking to her, you've noticed the synchronicities and the coincidences and you can feel her more than you ever have, right?
Yes.
Please know that's real. Now I hear mom, 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 and then I see distance or space and the white blanket going over, the heart coming together, pushing you guys closer, the person to the side. Okay, slow down, Gren. Your mom is still here in the physical world?
Yeah, and you said the exact same thing a month ago. Because my mom has had some health issues.
Right.
So I know my grandma. And this is my mom's mom. So I know that she's watching over my mom and I feel like she's helping with the situation, helping us get the appointments that we need. And that's what I've been asking for is her help. And
she does this. She snaps her fingers when you said that. She's like, I'm good, right? Did you see how quickly we got that lined up? I feel like you got an appointment like 2 days later or something instead of 3 weeks later.
Yeah, she had an appointment 2 days later. Now they need to redo it. So we're waiting. We've been waiting now a month for them to reschedule it. And I'm hoping that it'll be quick again. That's what I've been asking for the last few days.
So, you know what's interesting is your grandma just lined this up, synchronicity and coincidence, for many. It's never just one reason. It's always multifaceted reasons, right? Mm-hmm. And what she showed me is that she wants you to remember, just like with this reading, sometimes things get delayed for your benefit, not for a complication, because your loved ones and God can see the bigger picture. And maybe, I don't know what the reason is, but there is absolutely a reason why this had to be delayed a little bit. Whatever that reason is, it's for her, not to her. It is for her benefit. And I do see this, so it's going to come in very soon.
Okay, great.
I almost feel like it's a switch up of doctors or something, that because of the delay, the person that your mom's going to see is a different person than she would have seen had she not been delayed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the person that she's going to see has God in their heart. That much I can feel. I just heard them say, this one's one of mine.
Okay, good.
Slow this down. The father figure is like pushing out of the way now. I'm hearing daddy's hands. That's my symbol for father figure, somebody who's on dad's side of the family. slow this down. But I don't know if this is your dad. I want to think that this is on dad's side of the family, but I think that I don't even know if this is, it could be grandpa. I got a smoker coming through that is trying to hide their smoking.
Oh, that's funny, because my grandpa was a smoker, so my grandpa married to my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Last time they came through very strong together. But yeah, my dad is still here. He smoked his whole life until about 20 years ago, but he's still alive and well. But my grandpa on my dad's side never smoked. And I don't think he hid it. He was very strong against it.
That makes sense because some of the other family is being strong against it, but they are definitely bringing so what's interesting is I can feel the person that is above you but under them. So does your dad doesn't have a brother or a cousin or somebody like that that's on the other side, right?
His brother's on the other side, but he never smoked.
Someone is smoking and they are telling me they're not. Which is weird. So wait, actually, maybe I'm picking this up wrong. They could be very correct. Maybe that could be very correct because I'm smelling cigarette smoke around this person. But if it's not coming from them, it's coming from whoever they are with.
Probably with my grandpa, who was the big smoker, like my grandma's husband, the one who first came through.
There we go.
He was a huge smoker.
So they're together. They're absolutely together. I can't even pull their energies apart over there. They're so together.
Mm-hmm.
So with your dad though, so his mom, I want to go to his mom for a second. She also has some confusion or dementia as well, correct?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. No, she died of leukemia before I was born, like 3 months before I was born. But as far as I know, she was very with it right till the end.
Then who is dealing with this now? Because she's talking about this now. I'm feeling that right now. And they're literally, I can feel it on my head. I'm still holding my head because I can feel it. Somebody is having some confusion or something in the brain right now.
And this is on my dad's side of the family?
I think so.
I think my aunt, so my dad's brother who passed away like a year and a half ago, his wife, who I'm not really close to, but I think I've heard through family that she is starting with some dementia.
That makes perfect sense because when we were talking to your dad's family, your dad's brother stepped forward, and that's when I started to receive this information about the confusion, right? So that's him talking about thanking the family for taking care of her and wanting her to know that he is still with her in spirit. And I do feel this is your dad's brother. I think he's teasing your dad about the hair. I don't know what's up with that. I feel like he's teasing him, old man. I don't know if your dad's going bald or if he is going gray or what the heck this is, but he's totally teasing him about his hair.
I don't know what that is.
That's funny.
My dad's 85 next week, so he's he's very white-haired for quite some time now, and he gets the buzz cut. So that's what he's always had.
That's probably why he's totally teasing him. He must have just gotten this done recently, like either a week or so ago or coming up in a week or so, because I can feel it all around him, and he's like totally teasing him about that.
That's funny. Maybe he's getting a haircut for his birthday this week. I'll ask him.
Does your dad live a distance or a space away from you? Are your parents a bit of a distance away from you?
They're in Didsbury, yeah. So an hour.
I was going to say that's like an hour or two away because I'm seeing you driving there. Like you must be going there for a birthday dinner or something like this because I'm seeing I'm hearing happy birthday and the blowing out of the candles, but I also am feeling some encouragement. So I don't know if that means that you weren't 100% sure on doing this yet because I'm feeling you're being encouraged to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's my dad's birthday next Thursday. We were going to go this weekend, but because it's so cold, we decided to go. We're going to go next
There
weekend.
you go. They love that you waited. Interesting. And I just said, why? Why do you love that she waited? And they said, because that's a perfect example of how what it's instinct for you. Hey, Sheila, you don't make decisions based on fear. You make decisions based on love. That's very easy for you. Some people that's not so easy for, right? And that's a perfect example of that kind of situation. Some people would look at that situation and be like, well, we can't not go. I have to go, or dad won't think that we're love him, or, oh, and you get all worried about the coulda, woulda, shouldas. And so you force yourself to do it, right? But somebody who makes choices based on love for themselves and their family, they don't even look at the fear of that. They go, screw that. It's too cold. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go when it's warmer. And I'm not even going to spend a second feeling bad about it.
Yeah. That's right.
You know what I just heard them say? I don't know if you've been worried about dad recently or if you're just because he's getting up there, but I saw him celebrating his 90th birthday.
Wow. I just got shivers.
They said you need to not worry about that.
My dad seems to be aging in reverse. So the more issues my mom has health-wise, my dad seems to get stronger. Like, people comment on that and say, you look like 10 years younger than you did last year. He's doing amazing.
Do you know
that's
the
one who had a lot of health issues previously?
That's how strong love is, right? Health is really all in our mind. So I've been told. I still struggle with this. My eyes, my knee is really bad right now, but I've been told, and I'm still working on trying to perfect this, that what we believe is, right? So your dad, when you said that, I can feel it so clearly. Your dad loves your mom so much that when she needs him, he immediately gets better so he can be there for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Married 62 years. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. Slow that down. They're just, I got all these people coming forward and celebrating. Their anniversary is coming up shortly after his birthday too, right? 2-3 months after that.
Yeah, July.
That's what I thought, because they said we go from the birthday to the anniversary, and I'm seeing a cruise. I don't know if they were planning a cruise. I know you said that your mom is having some health issues, but I do see those going away here very soon. It's almost like they go away as quickly as they came. Interesting. Maybe that's with this new appointment and stuff, or whatever with this new doctor. I'm not sure, because I heard everything happens for a reason. Again, I see them switching everything around, and I'm seeing a cruise. So if that's not this year, that's next year. It's interesting. It's like they're trying to give you all this information to make sure that you don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? So that you know they're going to be okay.
That's great.
And then, okay, so we're back over here to this grandma again. And she's like the one that likes the flowers and stuff. And she's like, can we plant a garden this year, Tracy? Tell her we want to plant a garden. Let's do the garden. Please, let's do the garden.
I do it every year. We do it every year.
She's so excited. There's something about planting something new this year. You're doing something new. So I don't know if you're making it bigger, if you're planting things that you didn't plant before. And I'm seeing sunflowers.
Well, you know what? I planted one of those wooden boxes that holds a sunflower, and you plant it in the garden, and then the box starts to decompose, and the sunflower comes up, and it never happened. It's been there for like, I don't know, 3 years and nothing. I almost dug it out last year and threw it away, but I left it in there. So
shut up! Really? See, your grandma, that's why she's saying this, and that's so specific. I love how dead are so specific. I might not know what they're talking about right away, but as soon as you validate it, I understand it. Because she's saying, let's do it right this time. Dig that up and let's plant some real sunflowers. You just have to ask me. She's like, you didn't ask me 3 years ago. You're going to ask me this time for help. We're going to do it together. And those sunflowers are going to be bigger and better than you can even imagine. And she's going to prove to you she's not dead.
Okay.
That's so cool. Oh, but you're definitely going to have more than one. I'm seeing like an outline almost like of these
Okay.
sunflowers. Just looks beautiful.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, she
I
loves you.
have a specific question, Tracy.
Yeah.
So this is your coincidences you talk about. So a question has been in my mind for months. And one day I was listening to your, it was a recording. I wasn't listening to it live. And maybe you were talking to Andrea because you mentioned our hometown again in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about her cat. So, and I felt that the message was for me because the question I've had for months is, so my dog is on the other side, and when I first saw you in gallery, my dog came through to you so strongly.
Yeah.
It was right after she died, and she was my baby. We've had another dog now for 7 months, and I just feel like she's the reincarnation, but I don't know if it's in my mind. And so that's my question. Are they separate or are they the same soul?
You know, it's funny that you ask me that because I almost wonder if it is the same soul, and I'll tell you why. Because I've been experiencing something very similar in my own world, and I know another person that has been experiencing something very similar as well. And at this point in the world, it almost feels like the pets that we have loved the most are coming back to us. I've had three main cats in my world. I had my old cats, Star and Lily. They were both girls. And my very first cat, Pepsi. I used to drink a lot of Pepsi. What can I say? Anyway, they've been gone for a number of years. And the new cats that I got, Nilla and Nora, they're pretty much reincarnations of Star and Lily, right down to the T. The only thing different is their coloring. And then shortly after that, after I got them, so when was this? Last year, this black and white cat showed up at my door and would just push his little nose against the window and watch me feed my cat's wet food. So, and he'd be like, meow. So I would be giving this stray cat wet food every day. How can I just say, no, not for you? And so he just adopted us. He came into our house and moved in. And he is exactly like my first cat, Pepsi. And I swear to you that these souls of these animals are coming back to us. When you ask that question, I feel that same energy. And what I think is interesting is that I don't feel that dog's soul so loud and clear like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very good chance they could have reincarnated again to be here at this point in your life. That's so interesting.
It's so hard to explain. I mean, they are the same breed, so they're going to have similar looks and manners, but it's just so much the same, and it's just this feeling. And she was so strong. I was surprised that you didn't bring her up again when I talked to you last month, because she was tripping you that day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to go from that strong to nothing, that's probably because she's here again. I would absolutely agree with that, because I can't pull that soul up over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
That's
And
really cool.
You just gave me confirmation that my instincts around this are absolutely correct, because you're the third person now that has confirmed that you feel like this is happening as well. So if anybody else is listening and you're seeing that happening in your pets, you know what I think it is, Sheila? I think it is that at this point in the world, with everything that is so upside down and backwards, that God knows the souls that we need to get through, right? And our fur friends, those are our little, spirit guides in the physical, right? They make us feel safe and secure and loved. And so all those souls that have made it to the other side are coming back to be with us at this important time of the world as this changes. They're here to support us so that we can help support this world change.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's been amazing for our family. It's like it's made us complete. Not that we weren't complete, I mean, but
Yeah.
she's just been amazing for my husband and I and our daughter. Like it just feels like we're complete again since we lost our first one.
And that's how you can feel it. And that's how you can tell the difference. Oh, so you said my daughter, and as soon as you said that, I felt your grandma come forward again, and with Grandma Gush, I love you, 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 and she's showing me how beautiful she is. Is your daughter like a teenager?
Almost, she's 12.
Because I'm seeing makeup. Has she just?
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm seeing makeup. Your grandma's like, oh, you wait. Like she's beautiful. Hold on.
She is beautiful.
Like I'm seeing long hair.
Yeah.
Like Barbie doll-ish. I don't think she's got blonde hair though. I'm seeing like light brown or brown.
Yeah, light brown, yeah.
And just like Barbie doll though. Gorgeous. And your grandma's like showing me the makeup and she's like, just be glad we're not going through this yet. But you just wait.
It's coming. She's a very natural beauty.
Oh, when you said that, your grandma showed me the pinky finger, which is my symbol for natural mom. So when you said that, you're like, she's a natural beauty, and your grandma's like, yeah, and you're a natural mom, and she's so proud of you.
Last time. You said that last time, Tracy, that you said about your pinky and about me being a mom. That's amazing.
So they're consistent.
Yes, they are.
And that's the one thing that I love, I might not remember who they are at all, and I make a fool of myself when I'm telling people that, but then the information that they bring through is like spot on and the same as it was before, so you just can't make that up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Last thing, as they're pulling their energy back, they just put the white blanket around your husband's shoulders, and they told him to take a deep breath. This too shall pass. He's doing a better job than he feels like, or than he understands. I feel a little bit of white knuckling on his part. Now, what I mean by that is trying to like hold on really tight, a little bit of nervousness. And they're saying to just let him know that everything is going to be fine. He's doing a better job than he thinks he is. And I feel like this is around work. I don't know if he's just afraid that he's going to drop a ball or something. Like if I let go, then it's going to all fall to shit. I'm not exactly sure what he means by, or what she means by that, but she's telling him to relax a little bit. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Listen to this. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit about work, or maybe just lots of things. But he said last night that he had trouble sleeping last night, just thinking about things. So.
Yeah, that's why they're bringing that up, because they just need him to know that everything is going to be okay. And maybe he needs to go back and watch this whole broadcast too, so that he can see that sometimes even if there's mistakes or what we think is a mistake or what we think is a challenge, it's happening on purpose. It's happening exactly the way it needs to happen, so that we are where we need to be when we need to be there. And he doesn't have to hold on so tight, that God's going to meet him halfway. Usually we only hold on real tight like that if we think that we're the only ones holding on, and that if we let go, we're screwed. But if you understand that God is helping you and that you don't have to hold on that tight, he's going to hold you up there, then you don't worry so much and everything will just naturally flow. Mm-hmm. There's money coming his way. There's recognition coming his way, because they just said that he deserves some more recognition than he's getting.
Interesting.
Especially in work. Something about, I feel like he's carrying, it's like one of those situations almost where you're doing all the work and the boss is getting all the credit. Do you know what I mean?
He's self-employed, so.
Oh, okay. Let me see how that symbol fits then. Hold on. Well, that explains why he's white knuckling it so much and why he feels like if he lets go that everything's going to fall to crap, right? Because if he's the boss, I totally get that feeling. slow this down. And then I think what they mean by recognition coming his way is that this company is going to get bigger. It's going to be seen by more people. It's going to be more successful. This is coming his way quicker than what he can see. He doesn't have to try so hard to advertise or to do anything like that, that God will do that for him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of. We're thinking about actually selling part of our business. So I think that's where the money coming in is, and we're just trying to figure out the timing of that. And
well, you tell them what you want that to look like. So when you say timing, this is how you do it. You say, all right, guys, and God and grandma and all of you, we want to be able to sell it in the summertime. We want to be able to sell it for this much. We want this type of buyer. We want this type of situation. You line us up with that, and then we'll know who to sell to. Thank you. And then you just sit back and wait for those conditions to land in your lap.
right. Yeah, because we have a buyer, but we're starting to think that we could probably get more than what we've agreed with. Well, nothing's been written in stone, but what we've discussed with this buyer.
Yeah.
We're thinking it's probably worth more, and do we go with this buyer or do we see if we can get more?
Interesting. Well, you're very good at making choices based on love, not fear. So make sure you make the choice that's based on love for you and your family, that works the best for you without worrying about being afraid of. Honestly, when you say that, I feel like the choice. No, I'm not even going to say that because it's not clear. It does feel like, how do I explain this? Give me a second. It feels like either that situation with this current quote, quote, almost buyer is either happening to show you that you're worth more than you thought you were, or it is happening so that you can just let go and be done with it so that you can move on to something else. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that you guys have to figure out. What is that choice based on love, not fear for you guys? Does that make sense?
Right.
All I know is whatever you choose, and it's one of those things that, see, the dead won't tell you what choice to make. They will take you wherever you want to go. So you make the choice and then ask them for help, and they'll help take you there. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
And just know how much she loves you. And she's so grateful that you've been talking to her so much again. Your grandma's like smelling those flowers. She's like, yeah, your husband doesn't know it, but he totally was doing what I told him to. Ha ha. She's in his brain telling him to get you flowers. So he does. Aww. She loves you very much. Pardon?
I said he's a good guy. He gets me flowers every Valentine's Day and other times too.
That's awesome. She's
my grandma's in his ear.
Yes, and he's hearing her even if he doesn't know he's hearing her. See, our brains are kind of like TVs, right? We think that our thoughts originate in our head, but they don't. They don't originate in your head any more than the TV channels originate in your TV. Your brain is a receptor, and it is picking up the influences all around you. So how you tune in to which thoughts depends on the energy that you're broadcasting. Kind of like with your TV, you go to which channel by which one you tune into.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Slow that down. Yeah, you guys are definitely moving to happier waters. I don't know. I'm seeing like camping. I'm seeing a break. I'm seeing not having to work so hard. Maybe not camping because they laughed at me when I said camping. So
last time you told me we were buying an RV, and I said we are not RV people.
That's so funny. They're still saying something about this, you know? And I think maybe it's not exactly RV or camping, but what I think they're getting at, because you got to understand they can only pull things from my library, my reference of information, right? And I think what they're trying to show me is just getting away for a week where you're away from people, you're away from society, because that's what camping kind of does, right? You get out of the city, you turn your phones off, and I think she's validating that you guys are going to have some time for that this summer, because I don't feel like you've been away for a little while.
No, we usually go away every year, but we've actually canceled 2 trips with COVID, like out of the country trips. So
That's why. She's letting you know. This year, it's not getting canceled. You will be going.
Yeah.
Nah. Awesome. They're pulling their energy back on. I hope this was helpful.
It was awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're very welcome. I look forward.
I'll text you offline, and we'll figure out some stuff.
Sounds good. All right. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.
Tracy.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys. Thanks for sticking in for so long. Sorry about Instagram. I don't know what that is. It said that it overheated the tablet. So how we do that, I don't know. I guess going live for an hour on Instagram overheats it. We got YouTube. So thank you guys all for sticking around. Oh, and I want to let you guys know, like and share tarots. I'm doing a special like and share tarot broadcast on Tuesday. I am going to go back through the original Facebook page and write down as many names and all of these videos as well, and write down as many names as I possibly can. I didn't do it since I moved into this house because the internet connection was so bad that it was just pointless. We just kept getting it dropped. So there was no point doing it. But I am going to make up for that here coming up, you guys. I miss the tarot. I've been doing it a lot, practicing it a lot on my own and getting so much better at it. And I just ordered some new cards too. So you guys, don't worry about the changes that are coming up. Just remember, you can always find me on my website, THMedium.ca. You can find me here. You can find me on Instagram. And do not ever give your money to anyone saying they are me, asking for credit card information, anything like that. The only time you will ever have to give money is if you have booked a reading. And if you haven't booked a reading, do not give you your money ever. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you here again on Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye.